hello. That's loading, that's loading. Chat better be working today. And welcome if this is your first time here. Hi, I'm Shiro, and what I usually do on these streams is check if I did not keep the microphone mute, so that's good. And I usually, if something artistic happened in the past week, I usually talk a little bit about it, and then we move on to working on some comics. Just gonna pose the rules real quick. I still did not get around to fixing the chat in Streamlabs, but I got the restream chat going, so there's that. Trying to work on some deadlines. Struggling. Hi, Paul. We are 56% funded on those toy chains, so that I can pick up all my little plushies and actually have access to my books. Like, there's a lot of comics that I just don't really have access to because I have so many plushies on display in front of them. I'd like to clear that up a little bit. I would like to reread my Bones. I have the entire collection of hardcover Bones in there. What else do I have? I got some Batmans, Death in the Family, I think. Not all of them, because there was some weird shit going on with the people producing them in French. That was weird. Like, literally the printer closed down. Like, they made 2 or 3. I have 3 here, but I don't think they're in order. I've got some classic X-Men. Well, reprints from Glenna, I want to say. And a lot of comics from when I was young. I can tell because they're very yellow and very magazine. And I do have a commission here, but I'm not going to show you guys until it's done. Other than that, I did announce that I was in the hospital this week, but it was just for a blood test. And for one of the very few first times in my life, a doctor looked at me and said I was normal, so yay! What a refreshing change! Now the comic we're going to work on today, let me just go get the comment because of course I was wondering what I was going to work on today, and as you guys can see from the title of the video and the ticker on the bottom, it's going to be the next Welcome Home Nephew episode. And the reason I decided to go straight to continuing Welcome Home Nephew is because I literally received one comment. I got several comments on Baby Carrots, but there's one comment that convinced me maybe I should go straight to the other episodes. Right here, 2 days ago. OMG, it's back! Crying emoji. And please keep in mind, this is all caps, okay? Thank you for blessing us with a cute interaction. Help that poor child get over his fears. Wally also hope to see more. And 4 starry eyes emojis. And I replied, there will be more. I have ideas for Frank and Julie, Poppy and Barnaby. And the person replied, oh heck yes. And finally, in lowercase, TBH, I really missed this series. There were 2 episodes before this one. And it's going to be more of the same. The story is in my head, there's no script. And I'm just going to be sketching until I feel I am done. I'm just gonna go check real quick. I'm still running there on the YouTube and Twitch because we remember last week the stream had shut down and I was not made aware of it because my Streamlabs was still saying end stream, as in I am still streaming. Streamlabs was still streaming, but it was shut down on Twitch and YouTube, so I'm just gonna go make sure I'm still up real quick. Yeah, I'm still there. With the appropriate lag. Alright. So, we're gonna do the same thing we did last time. Stream is working fine. For now. At this moment. We know we can't trust the technology. We can't. No. Oh my god. I need to buzz my hair. Mom can't do it anymore because she's literally only got one eye right now. There we go. So of course it's going to be 2 hours because immediately after this I need to help Mom finish cleaning up a closet. We did 3 shelves yesterday, so it's only the floor area I need to do today, so that's not gonna be too long. No, not you. There we go. Super. I literally only had a muffin for lunch. I was not hungry. I'm still not hungry. I'm assuming I'll be hungry like as soon as the stream finishes. Now if I could make an effort... This is probably going to take... Like there's at least 3 characters, like with Baby Carrot, so it's probably going to take a couple episodes again to get this done. But if you guys enjoy my presence, it shouldn't be too bad for you. Do I enjoy my own presence? Half of the time I don't even notice because I zone out. Oh, Lily singing the song of her people. Just what we needed. So this story, of course, is called Butterflies. It's a Frank and Julie episode. So we see how Frank and Julie interact with Yellow Guy. And then we see how I draw Frank. This is going to be my first time drawing Frank. And only my second time drawing Julie. Of course, my Frank is probably going to look like more... like crankier than how he really feels about Yellow Guy. He's gonna look crankier than how he really feels, but... indulge me as I learn how to draw Frank frankly. Like, these are almost all coded as adult puppets. So inherently, Frank is not really annoyed. He's more like trying to handle a kid, and he's already, like, quote-unquote stuck handling Julie. Because as we found out in, like, he's supposed to be the cranky character, so kids learn about negative emotions. But, like, out of character, quote-unquote, Frank is actually very friendly, very helpful. And I want to try to show some of that in this episode. And Julie is childish and hyperactive. So it's going to be fun trying to figure out how... Well, I figured it out already, but for you guys to figure out how... hey girl, how you doing? What girl? Where? I'm non-binary. Where's the girl? Julie? Julie's a girl. How she can, in her own way, be a comforting presence for Yellow Guy for what's about to happen to him. Now this is not gonna look like anything. In the series, Julie is known for inventing games on top of taking care of flowers. Like, she's in charge of flowers blooming in the spring. But like I said, she also has a very childish personality and is always inventing games. And I think one of them that she was about to invent in one of the mini stories, I just came up with a new game. All we need is a bowling ball, a pogo stick, and hi Ronald. At least the stream is working. So here I got some marbles, some jacks, and some dice. I don't know what's going on, but Julie's having fun. Why is the fun so crunchy today? So whatever I do is crunchy. Okay, good to know. Is it Frankie EI or Frankie Y? Let me go check. Well, it's Frank, really. He prefers to be called Frank, but, I'm gonna put a Y because frankly is with a Y. And I'm doing good. I got a joke. Why was the broom late for work? Because it oversweet. Hang on, I got something for that. As soon as I remember what it's called. Are you telling me I don't have an applause on here? Oh. I was kind of hoping for something a little happier with a bit more energy. What is the only clap I got on the soundboard? Shrink the sketch a little bit so we have a little bit more room. I'm still gonna cut off Julie's leg. There we go. She has really small legs. There we go. There we go. Now you're talking. Now, I don't think I'll be using his special Muppet feature, because according to the concept art, Frank is supposed to have the ability to turn his head 360 degrees. I'm not gonna use that. And honestly, I don't think they've used, ever since that first update on the Welcome Home ARG website, I don't think they've ever made use of him twirling his head at any point, even during the short animation bits. Arrange his angle a little bit so he's really getting squished. Well, I don't see any zeros in the chat, so far so good. Stream is still going as far as I know. I suspect that the next color challenge is going to be either on the 7th or 14th of March. Yeah, around those dates, because next Saturday is going to be the 28th, and it's not the next month, so... Besides, I put the schedule down in the newsletter, which I then pin on top of almost all my socials. Any socials that have pinnable areas, I pin the latest newsletter on top. I also send it through the email. That's how a newsletter works. Like and subscribe. I don't care that he's supposed to be a frowny guy. If I need him to smile, he's going to smile. He's capable of smiling. I've seen him. And once again, notice that nobody is hugging Yellow Guy without his consent. Even if Frank wanted to, he can't really right now. Oh, my own ads. I don't care about reading my own ads. I just want to read you guys' comments. If any of you didn't hear about Welcome Home or Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared beforehand, and if you decided to look it up after watching me draw baby carrots for like a month, what did you think upon the discovery? Because this is fan work, of course. And for those of you who are not familiar with the lore, I'm not sure which number episode. I think it's episode 3 or 4, where Yellow Guy, Red Guy, and Duck go on a picnic and they get in a fight. And then Yellow Guy goes to be by himself up a tree, and a butterfly comes up to him. And Yellow Guy says, "It's a baby pigeon." Oh, that was way too good. Woo! I didn't think Yellow Guy would be in my register. Yeah, that's about the right size. Because like I said a couple of streams ago, technically Yellow Guy is about the same size as Wally. Wally's very small compared to the rest of the cast. Like even compared, like he's always drawn smaller than even Julie or Sally. So they're about the same size, but I tried to make Yellow Guy look a little shorter. Not by much, but a little shorter. I have to admit, I very rarely draw these characters outside of anything, really. Like I'm doing it for the fan. Singular. But I do enjoy drawing Julie. I really enjoy drawing hair in general, and Julie's got a lot of it. I'm enjoying being introduced to the characters through your comic. Thank you. Did you check out the YouTube channel for Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared? It is an interesting critique. The first 6 episodes are web-based. The other 6 you kind of have to look online, wink wink nudge nudge, on YouTube. Because they were only like on channel 4 of over there in the UK. In the first 6 episodes, the web-based episodes, offer an interesting critique on how children's shows are made and stuff like that. People often be rude to me because they think I'm stalking Knit and Drawer, but I'm not. Do you think that? This is going to sound incredibly mean, Bono, but I don't think about you. Like, your art shows up in my Divine Art watch list, and I'm like, oh, a new picture from Bono, and I go and look at it, and I'm like, nice, poofy hair, and then I do something else with my day. personally, while it is true that your style looks a lot like Nintendo drawers, like I am clearly someone who works with a lot of styles, and the fact that you draw in a style that you like doesn't bother me at all. Plus, is it just me, or has it been a long while since Nintendo Drawer updated anything? You know? They were in... Like, I follow Nintendo Drawer on several socials, and it's been a while, so... At least through you, we get a little bit of Nintendo Drawer, just poofier. But I mean, until I see Nintendo Drawer themselves complain that you're stalking them, then yes, I will take those accusations seriously. Gonna move her a little down so she doesn't overlap the text. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like I really understand Julie's face. I still struggle with some of the other puppets, but Julie's face feels organic to me. I don't know if it's because she's, like, more rounded, because everybody is based on simple shapes, but I don't know. I really like the way I draw Julie's face. Then I had another comment about how, oh yeah, you picked the right puppet property to help yellow guy with his traumas. Because if you guys remember from last time I talked about this, when I started writing Welcome Home Nephew, Welcome Home was literally at its first update on the RRG website. Since then, like, it's been years since the first 2 episodes of Welcome Home Nephew. Since then, we learned that the other puppets, like, we suspect that Wally is being controlled by Home, and we suspect that the other characters, anytime they accidentally or willingly step out of the role they are assigned, they get mentally punished. They mentally break down, and it feels like they get written out of the show. And that's why in the ARG, on the About the Characters page, they say Wally is this, is that, Wally is the main character, and all the other characters was the character that did this, was the character that did that. So at the point in time where I'm currently drawing this comic, Eddie broke down during a Christmas episode. Julie broke down during a spring episode, and right now the abuse is being piled on Frank. Because there's a rumor that is very hinting at it being canon that Frank and Eddie are a thing, and they are heavily shipped. And the showrunners don't like that. It's in the 70s, eh? So at the point where I've set Welcome Home Nephew, the breaking downs have not happened. Like, it's a slightly different universe. Slightly different universe. Or at least a different point in time, considering what I have planned for the end of this series. Of course, like last time, I'm trying to keep these streams at only 2 hours long. So I can do some more stuff for my parents and stuff like that. What did you think of what I recommended to you months ago? Don't know if you still remember, but I'm just curious. Well... I don't know what you recommended months ago for Bono, so... we'll just wait about that. To be honest, I don't remember reading. Yeah, if it's been a couple of months, hi Coco. Hey Ronald, hope your day is treating you well. I just don't like it when people are rude to my art. Bono, I'm gonna tell you something right away. Okay? You do have good art, and I enjoy seeing it in my watch list. There will always be people that are gonna be rude to your art. Do you like my art? Because people are rude to my art. I've had death threats, okay? And a lot of the time, it's not necessarily because of your art, it's because your art was there, you know what I mean? Like, people are gonna be rude just to be rude, and you happen to be there that day, you know? But, from what I'm seeing here, Ronald is saying, agreed, I try to be as constructive as possible even when I get harsh. If it's actually constructive criticism, at least read it and think about it. However, as far as constructive criticism go, at the same time, preferably wait for the artist to ask for criticism. Thank you, I do like your art, you're a true friend. Thank you, Bono. Like, unsolicited criticism, even when it's very good criticism, if it's unsolicited, it is very rarely welcomed. And criticism usually do not include the words your art is shit. Now, I know Ronald is not the type to say that. I'm just saying, in general, for anybody who's listening there. Honestly, I don't think Ronald is capable of saying someone's art is shit. But anyway. Because a lot of times, sometimes you have good intentions, and if the artist didn't, like, you never know how an artist can react. Like, most of the time I'm glad I'm text-based because I do tend a lot to knee-jerk react to stuff. I'm laughing, but sometimes I'm, like, I turn 12 and I'm like, oh yeah, well, you suck! And I'm talking about criticism, because if I'm talking about insults, then I laugh every time, because amateur. if anybody's curious why he doesn't call Julie Auntie Julie. He considers Julie more like a cousin because of her behavior and personality. She doesn't act like an adult, even if she probably is. What is your favorite and least favorite scary movie you watched? I think you asked me that before. I don't watch a lot of scary movies, actually. How many scary movies did I watch? Fully. And I mean actually scary movies, not parody or half comedy. Okay, just not parody, because if I take the comedy out of it too, I haven't watched any scary movies. I do enjoy Army of Darkness and Ernest Scared Stupid. Those are the scary movies I watched. I'm not gonna count Evil Dead 1 because I only watched the last 20 minutes of it because I was channel surfing and I was like, oh, Evil Dead! Because that's the thing, I know a lot, and I mean a lot, about horror movies. I have watched 2. The rest is all YouTube reviews and Wikipedia search. I read a lot more horror than I watch. Oh, I did, alright. Like, right now I'm waiting for the last issue of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. Because we ended on one hell of a cliffhanger last issue. And apparently there's going to be a third series of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. I have the first Evil Dead on DVD. I don't have any. I have Army of Darkness. And Ernest Scared Stupid on DVD. Which Mario female character is your favorite? It could be the ones you drawn and the ones you just like. Official ones, big fan of Princess Daisy. And I'm not the only one from what I know of the fandom. For those wondering, I am a gamer. I am not a gamer. If you get what I mean. I love to play games, and I don't lord it on everybody else. And I'm not the type PC Master Race, stuff like that. I play games to play games. I'm not in competition with everybody else to play the best games or have the best score or do the best speed play. I just sit down and I play, and that's it. And I am a complete Nintendork. But not to the point that I want to spend $20 each on Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green that Nintendo is going to release for the Switch. Because I'm already paying a subscription to have access to what they call the Nintendo Classics. And they could have just put that in the Nintendo Classics for Game Boy Advance. Like, what the actual fuck? It's not even a remake, it's just a port. Like, literally, the only Pokemon games that I actually own are, like, Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue for the original Game Boy. And I got bored after that. I still like Bulbasaur, though. Big fan of Bulbasaur. But I do have, like, I have a NES, a SNES, an N64, a GameCube, a Wii, a Wii U, a Switch. I skipped a generation each of Game Boy and Nintendo DS. And then I have a Game Gear, a PlayStation 2, a PlayStation 3 that doesn't work, and a PSP. So it's pretty much all Nintendo all the time. Reason I got a PS2, it's leftover as well. Yeah, it's hand-me-downs from my brother, and because it has a couple of Final Fantasies on it, I got mostly RPGs. I lost interest in Pokemon after Gold, Silver, Crystal, Ruby, Emerald, and Sapphire. I lost interest after Red and Blue. That's it. Oh, I still like having Pokemon. I have a couple Bulbasaurs, I have a Charmander somewhere, I have a I have a Pikachu back from the 90s because my grandma bought it for me. I feel that I'm slowly improving my feet as I draw these comics. Most people will be surprised to hear that most of 4K's voices actor work for another New York City-based dubbing company known as Central Park Media. Oh, we are learning shit. We're always learning shit with Ronald. Do you like lasagna? I love lasagna. I hate Mondays. I'm missing a line. with the way I did my, because I do my round skull shapes in several lines, kind of looks like I mean for yellow guy here to have his entire mouth take up his head. But no, that's his mouth right here. First aid kid. This is why I look back. I am my own editor. So if anything, if yellow guy is learning anything from being on the Welcome Home, is that people can be kind, which is not something he's allowed to learn in Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. What is your least favorite Mario female character? Ones you draw, or ones you don't, well, you don't like, maybe? That is a hard question. A lot of characters in the Mario universe don't have enough of a personality to really have an opinion on that. I'm not even answering it. I genuinely have no idea what could be my least favorite character. Because even with bad guys, there's a reason to like a character, like if it's well written and stuff like that. Because, like, I am a big Nintendo dork, big Nintendo nerd, and I do have a lot of Marios. Mario is not my favorite series to play because it's mostly platformers and I'm not that good. Mario RPGs, no problem, a lot less platforms. Learn doing real art, never use AI. Yeah. Like I said before, and I made a bootleg cookie about this. I tried AI to see what was the big deal, and I still don't see the big deal. Oh my god, it's boring, and people are forced to use that in a lot of modern art jobs. No, use AI to generate... I got a hand right here, buddy! And then you're asked to edit the image. And you can still feel the lifelessness. AI is a tool and severely limited one at that. If you're going to go that route, at least import it into another program to fix what it got wrong. I don't mind it being used for personal stuff, but not for commercial work. That's the thing. People are not using it as a tool. They will say they're using it as a tool, but most of the time they will hide the fact that they're using it. Or they will not edit the work after. And by work, I mean you're pretty much just entering a description to get something that might look like what you want, and then you re-regenerate, and if you need changes, you need an actual artist to do the changes, and you would save a lot of time and money if you ask the artist directly anyway. But anyway, because then if you ask the AI, it's just going to generate a completely different image. Ugh. And I am still not talking about the environmental issues. It uses so much water. But first, I'm talking about what the program made. I see where you and several others are coming from, by the way. Thank you. The fan is normal. We got 4 people. Knock on wood. The stream did not break down yet. I still don't know how many pages this story is gonna be. I just know we finish at 3. I should probably flip her over in the other panels because I flipped her over here. She's supposed to be flipped over. Now, text stays the same. It's the sketch I want to flip over. And my favorite, drawing at this angle. I don't know why I like drawing at this type of angle, but I do. I'll be honest, I just don't understand people that enjoy using AI. I'm not even sure they're really enjoying using AI, or they say out loud that they do, trying to convince themselves, because, oh my god. I know I'm not talking a lot on this stream. I kinda depend on you guys to get me talking. Not a lot happened this week. I went to the hospital, and I wouldn't really call that as something that happened because everybody behaved that time. Nobody got mad at me for no reason. Not even the lady at the counter that's mad at everybody for no reason. Oh. I'm doing some soapstone sculpture restoration work, enjoying that, making resin casts with the students. Soapstone sculpture now. Restoration, that's interesting. So you're making resin casts. Are you adding soapstone, or are you adding another... Are you making a whole other sculpture based on the resin cast and adding the pieces through the casting? What's going on? How does that work? I restored damage hinting sculpture, did that work for a few years around 2008, 2010. And Bono says, what did all of you did for Valentine's Day? Absolutely nothing. And Joel is saying, Yoshiro, guess what? I bought Dragon Quest VII Remake today. Well, it was nice knowing you, Joel. I know how I get when I get a new game, so... I'm making a tribute to Minnesota on Animal Crossing. I set my island tune to Purple Rain and did some features of my hometown. Bono, I had my dude friend over and we exchanged gifts. Hang on. Just I'm scrolling. We do Palantines. Thanks for a fun show, Shiro. Your panels look awesome. Hope you enjoy your afternoon. I got him Dubai chocolate. I got Pock and truffles. The inside cover is the original box art of the game. Oh well, at least. From the GameCube or from the Nintendo 64? What am I saying? I mixed up by Animal Crossing with the Dragon Quest 7. So it's probably from 7 from the DS? I'm trying to remember on what console the 7 was on first, because I know they stopped the SNES ones at 6. I think. I think I'm going to make this stream just a little bit longer to do the last panel, because the last panel is just going to be like right after this one, and that's going to be fine. And then I'll finish the stream. It's not going to be too long. And the PlayStation. Thank you. I'm doing a tribute to certain Minnesota people who were targets of a certain organization that I won't name to avoid your stream being censored as well on my Minnesota island. Understandable? Thank you. And there we go. The end. And it only took a couple more minutes. Let me double sure it's saved. And this one came up to about 21 pages. So you guys know what this means. We are done with today's stream. And of course, as usual, extra special caramel drizzle, rainbow syrup, rainbow sprinkle chocolate syrup, thanks to our supporters Ember People, Camus Enovis, Bad at Multiplayers, Matthew, Wage, Blast, Clarias, Jeff B, RC Tendo, and our part-time supporters, Super Dude at 808 and Rocket Mouse. Your continued support is immensely appreciated. Next live stream, I do believe, is going to be next month. Yes! March 1 at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's my time, not your time. Maybe your time, I don't know you, I don't know your life. And then after that, there's going to be, of course, a color challenge. Saturday, March 7th, if all goes well, if I'm in a good mood, if I'm in a good health. And I'll see you guys next week. I love you all, and bye-bye!